people. And it was all about listening to their needs and responding and getting a tip. And I got real excited about that. You know, guy walks up, says he needs something, you help him, he hands you a $20 bill. I was like, wow, I could do this all day long. And I did do that all day long, and I learned a lot. I did it at that hotel. That hotel is about 89% occupancy for the year, maybe 90, and an average stay of 1.2 nights. So if you're a bellman, it's in and out, in and out, in and out, and that's what you want, right? Check them in, check them out. And it was a very successful hotel. And matter of fact, the GM at that hotel was the number one GM in the company for 2 years while I was there, so I learned a lot from her. So much so that I told her, you know what, Pat, I heard a Hyatt was opening up in Las Vegas. And she said, yes, there is. And I said, I want to go there. And so she helped me, and all of a sudden I find myself in Las Vegas at the Hyatt Regency Lake Las Vegas Resort, which is this hotel on the bottom right here, which is built on a man-made lake, 30, 40 minutes outside of Las Vegas. And I became the guest services manager at that hotel, taking care of more guests and managing a team of bellmen and doormen and valet and concierge, and I really, really enjoyed that. After 4 years of working at that hotel and moving into sales and selling the hotel to groups and individual travelers and things like that, I decided to move back to Orlando because the desert was brutal. If you're from Orlando with the lakes, although we did have water, that's a man-made lake in Las Vegas. I wanted trees. I wanted to be back near my family. I left the Hyatt Regency Lake Las Vegas, and I joined Marriott at the largest Marriott in the world, the 2,000-room Marriott Orlando World Center. And the key there was group business. They have a 100,000-square-foot ballroom. You could fit two 747 side by side with chandeliers and carpet, not an exhibit hall, a ballroom. And that meetings were everything at that hotel. And my job at that hotel was to find meeting and event organizers to come to Orlando and stay at this wonderful hotel. And it was there that I realized that digital marketing was the only way I was going to reach my goals. Because the more successful we got, the more demands that they put on me, the more phone calls I had to make, the more contacts I had to talk to. There was no way in an 8-hour day I was going to make it happen. I had to communicate through digital. When digital was very, very early in its infancy. So it was there that I learned that I needed to send out 20 emails to meeting planners instead of one at a time or picking up the phone and calling them and having them hang up on me. So it was in that hotel there that I learned about the need to get more involved with digital marketing. So I remember one day I went to this hotel, the Marriott World Center, and I said, I want to do Facebook. And they were like, what? I said, I want to do Facebook for the hotel. Facebook's a personal thing, Bryan. People don't like to cross business and personal. And I'm like, I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense. But I was being an innovator, and I was pushing the boundaries of what they were comfortable with. But I felt there's got to be a benefit to communicating all the amazing things that we do at this hotel to a grander scale so that I could get my job done easier, or if I was talking about it and they could see it, then they could understand what I was talking about faster and easier. So I asked the hotel, could I do the Facebook? And they were like, well, we don't do Facebook. I said, well, that's not true. There's 2 hotels in the company that are doing it right now. There was 3,400 hotels at the time, and only 2 hotels in the whole company were on Facebook, and they were both in Florida, the Harbor Beach Marriott and the Marco Island Marriott. One's in Fort Lauderdale, one's in Naples. And I said, why doesn't the largest Marriott in the world, the largest revenue generator, be on Facebook? And they said, well, because that Mr. Marriott name has been on that building for so long, we're not going to screw it up with a post that embarrasses us. I'm not going to embarrass you. So they said, okay. After about 6 months and it going all the way to Mr. Marriott's office and back, they said, okay, but if you make a mistake, it's done. And I said, you got it. And obviously I wasn't going to make a mistake. So I got into it, and I started doing Facebook. And people thought I was crazy because I added a responsibility to my job. Why would you want to do that? And because I wanted more. I wanted to grow. I wanted to learn. I wanted to get out there. So in the early days of Facebook and Twitter, there was no ad platform. There was no way for me to boost a post to people that liked Florida or liked Orlando or liked Disney. There was no way to do that. So all we did was put out messages. Oh, we have the most beautiful pool. Or, oh, you should check out our customer service and catering, and have catering people down in the ballroom smiling. And that's all we could do. But what we quickly found out is people were complaining on Twitter. It opened up a can of worms. So we started to integrate the front desk team, said, hey, when you get a tweet, you need to be active, you need to listen, you need to respond. You can't just let it go into dead space. You can't let a TripAdvisor review happen and not respond. If someone complains about your room, you need to be diligent. So we trained the hotel. And this is actually a screenshot of an article that was in the Wall Street Journal. It was on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. And I remember going to my office one morning and sitting down. I had to get the USA Today and the Wall Street Journal. I'd sit down at my desk. I was always the first one there. And I'd read the headlines, and I'd throw it away, and I'd go to work. And And I sit at my desk, and I open up, and I'm going, oh, man, Twitter, hotel Twitter. I'm like, oh, my God, this hotel beat us to the punch. And I'm reading it, and I'm going, oh, my God, that's us. They didn't even tell us. I got up, ran into my boss's office. I go, guys, we're on the front of the Wall Street Journal. Can you believe it? They were like, come on. It was us. So this was Zachary. He was our front desk manager. We heard about the tweet, and he's responding, gift shop in the lobby has some. Right? So we're not just letting it fall on deaf ears. Well, he took it a step further, taking the service to the technology, to the customer, to the listening, took it a step further, and he had 4 Mountain Dews delivered to the room. See, Marriott is a Pepsi property. Pepsi bailed Mr. Marriott out in a financial crunch years and years ago, so he made a commitment to Pepsi that my hotels will serve Pepsi. So when people are very committed to Coke, if someone says, I want a Coke, you can't say, well, Mr. Marriott got bailed out financially by Pepsi, so there's no Coke for you. You couldn't do that. So we always had a stash, and we were a big operation, so we had it all. So our front desk went and made this happen and made that guest go, whoa. And that's what we're trying to do, create amazing experiences. And that's what we did in the early days of social media, right? We just listened, and we put out communications. Here's what his response was. Now, remember, that was before Twitter was like deeply ingrained in people's lives. I mean, it was like, what? Someone's listening? Oh, that's creepy. But it was amazing. It made a marquee moment for that guest. One of my favorites, this is one of my favorites, is that people save their whole year to come to Walt Disney World, to come to Orlando, or to go on vacation, anywhere really. And they save all year, and then they get to the hotel, and they open up their blinds, and they look at the air conditioning vent, or the air conditioning unit right outside their window. It's like, oh, where's that pool view? Where's that thing I saw on the brochure? All those Facebook posts of the gorgeous pool. Now I'm here, and I got this. And that's what he said. He was very disappointed. He has the crappiest room in the hotel. He posted it. And he goes, not only the crappiest, I'm going to show you this crappy view in the morning. I don't know why he didn't do it right there. Again, we heard him. And we were sold out. We were 100% occupied. There was not a room in the hotel. But we knew we opened up the next day, and he was there for 7-day stay. So with this little note slid under his door. Again, marquee moment. He didn't have to do that. Well, depending on who you talk to, he didn't have to do it. But this is what we need to do now. So not only did this make the guy's, his day, but he started tweeting and commenting about this experience that he had and how amazing it was. And were they paying attention? And oh my God, we were paying attention. And so this was the early days of social media for me. And that was great. It took us to Wall Street Journal. It got us all these things. It became a part of our service culture. Today, if you tweet at World Center Marriott, at World Center, and you talk about it, they will respond and they will address it just like if it was a house phone. Hi, I need ice in my room. Perfect. Boom. That's what they will do. So that's still in place today, and it's still very valuable. And I'm very proud of that, considering where I came from in my customer service days early. But now fast forward to marketing. Now I'm in marketing. And I have a marketing company. I have a social media marketing company. Marriott is a customer. And Marriott came to me and said, okay, customer service is fine. We can give that to the front desk. Now what are you going to do? And I was like, ooh, you want ROI. And that's what they wanted. Marriott wanted return on their investment. And so we had to think about it. And I said to them, well, if we're sharing these experiences, it's got to have some value. When people are doing research on vacations, they're going to be like, man, this hotel cares. If I have a problem, they're going to address it. And then I'm going to be fine. Instead of being at a hotel, if I have a problem, they're just going to ignore me. I'm going to waste my 7-day vacation. I like this hotel because I know I'm going to be in good hands. So I said, this has got to have value. It's got to have business value. But they wanted something more tangible. They wanted something more tangible. So in May of 2009, I left Marriott. I gave them a 60-day notice, not a 2-week notice. I gave them a 60-day notice, and I said, team, I'm resigning. I'm going to leave in 60 days. I'm going to turn over all this business that I'm going to close, and then I'm going to open a digital marketing agency called Your Brand Voice, and I'm going to do this as a client and not as an employee. And they laughed at me. They said, excuse me? So you're leaving in 2 months, and then in the end of those 2 months, we're going to pay you to do this as your new company? I said, that's right. And they said, all right, well, I'll tell you what. If you close that business, and it was a significant amount of business, so they didn't think I could do it. If you close that, we'll talk about that. And I said, fair enough. Well, I already had the business closed. It was in my drawer, just waiting to turn. And so I wrote out those next 2 months. I slowly gave them the contracts, played my part. And then when it was come time to pay the piper, I said, all right, guys, I want to do social media. They said, well, how much is this going to cost us, Bryan? And I remember sitting there going, oh, I haven't thought about that. I literally remember that time, and I go, $1 a room per month. And there was 2,000 rooms. And they said, $2,000 a month? I said, yep. And they go, done. So that was my first customer, was Marriott, my former employee. And then I got another Marriott, then another Marriott. And very quickly, I was making more than I was making with Marriott, working for them. But now I was supporting multiple Marriotts on my own. And Your Brand Voice was founded. And now we're located about 10 minutes from that hotel in the heart of Dr. Phillips, which is right between Disney, SeaWorld, and Universal. And what we do is we just amplify the word of mouth. You know, when people say, how'd you get that business? Oh, I got referred by this guy or that guy, or hey, where do you want to go eat pizza? Oh, man, Yelp has great reviews. It's just word of mouth, and we're just amplifying it now. We're amplifying it. We're sharing these experiences. We're forcing these experiences into the feed where people are paying attention, mobile devices, and that's what we're doing. But it was just me, my cousin, and my dad. And I'm like, I need help. We're growing. I can't do post all night long. I can't listen to every Twitter stream myself. I need a team. I need people to help me take content. And that's when my father says, well, we need to get an internship going. You need interns. And I said, interns? How are we going to get interns? And he said, well, I went on Google Analytics, and I found that 220 people every month search for marketing internships in Orlando. And I said, okay. And so when I did the search, you saw Disney, you saw the usual suspects, but I didn't really see anybody, focused on that search. So we built a page, yourbrandvoice.com/marketing internships in Orlando. Just like that in the URL, marketing_internships_in_Orlando. And we built the page, we wrote the copy, marketing intern, and our goal was when people search for marketing internships in Orlando, those 220 people, they would find our page, which had a little description about what we were looking for, a little, submit your resume here, provide a link to your social profiles, and let's go.